Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is AleksVargo. If you'd like to book a personal reading with me, please read the description in this video or reach out to me on any social media. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome, welcome, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and tap the bell and you'll be the first to know everything going on in the Twin Flame Collective and what I have to say about it. So let's get into this. So the energy's kind of the same. I'm sorry I took a break, right? We got some of the eclipse coming and again, and then you know, reading for the collective can wear me out, and plus I'm on it. So okay, so the Divine Masculine is coming and it's the Four of Cups. So the Four of Cups can be like boredom, or it could just be like missed opportunity. So, you know, he's got all these things and then this cup is up here and he's just not even looking at it. Like he's not paying attention, not looking at it right now. Okay, then we have the King of Swords. So he's being very, this guy is like logic, analytical, he knows, very smart, knows everything that's going on at all times. He's got his eye on everybody, right? He just kind of sits back and watches. It could be, you know, that there's a truth that he would like to come forward with the truth. He's looking at things logically, not trying to use emotion or deal with emotion. And then we have the Moon. So the Moon can be about fear and illusion. You know, I explain it like when the lights are out, you don't necessarily know it's in the dark, and then you flip the lights on and all of a sudden it's like not scary. There's not a bad guy in the room. There's not, you know. So we got some fear going on here. This can also be an affair card. And then it also can mean like you're not meant to know what is going on right now, and that there's a block on us being allowed to know. Spirit is blocking it, or you, and you're supposed to use your intuition. Go step by step, bit by bit, and use your intuition to figure out what to do, right? So I would say the Divine Masculine is a little bit afraid right now. He's a little bit mixed up and he's trying to regain control back, and he's trying to logic this out. And typically for Divine Masculines, like generally speaking, the whole point of the journey is to learn to trust their intuition and to get in their heart space. So he's struggling right now. He's struggling, and you'll see, give a little spoiler alert, he's really confused about if this is lust or love. And so he's trying to sort this out, even though a couple of days ago or a week ago, whatever it is now, you know, the Divine stepped in and like kind of took over. It scared the crap out of him. He's trying to figure it all out. He's wondering if it's lust or not love. So hopefully he gets out of this energy, because this is the energy that's easy for them, right? They can go here. They can push their emotions down. They can put everything back in compartments and control it. What they're being called upon when they awaken is to use their intuition and to get in their heart space. That's the two things that, because this space isn't challenging for them, right? This is easy for them. So he's not even looking at this right now. He could possibly even be, you know, just looking at it as a missed opportunity, or even be bored. I don't know, but feel more like a missed opportunity, or he just can't even deal with this now. It's like so scary, and I'm just trying to put everything back in the little boxes they belong, and you know, he's got to use his intuition. So the Divine Feminine coming up 4 of Swords. So she's resting, she's recuperating, she's getting her energy back up to go out into the world again, right? So we have the Strength card. This is a Leo card, obviously. And, you know, you're in my collective. This comes up a lot. This and the Sun card come up a lot to signify Leos, because I'm also a Leo. So surprise, surprise. You're on my collective. You're drawn to me for a reason. So this card is about inner strength, controlling, like, without being controlling. So there's like no whip here, right? She's got this lamb, she's just holding it, she's being loving, and that's her deal. It's all about courage and inner strength, you know. And then sometimes this card can mean chasing, and we have, I can't remember if we have the runner or chaser in our messages, but could be a little chasing might need to be needed. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And then we have the 9 of Wands. So the perfect song for the 9 of Wands is that song, I get knocked down, but I get up again. That's this card, right? This is like where one thing happened, another wave, and another wave, and another wave of things just keep happening. One more thing, and one more thing, and one more thing. So, you know, like say you're going on a trip, you know, and then it's like, oh my God, I'm out of gas. Oh my God, we're late. Oh my God, they lost our luggage. Oh my God, there's no rental cars available. Oh my God, you know, just trip sucks because one thing after, like, you can't win. So it's definitely that card, right? So she's like gone through this resting and recovering. She's ready to stand back up again, and she built up the courage and the strength to stand back up again, and let her guard down and see what's going on, right? So that's her energy. So their difficulties are Queen of Pentacles, and I have not had the Queen of Pentacles in her difficulties in a while. So she is all about keeping, when she's in like her differences and difficulties and maybe the darker aspects of her, she's about keeping up with the Joneses, spending frivolously, being judgmental, like Judgy McJudgerson, okay? And then we have the 2 of Cups. So when it's in the difficulties and differences, this could mean staying with somebody because you feel sorry for them out of pity, right? You feel bad, so you're staying in the relationship. Yikes. And then we have the 10 of Wands, which normally means burden, right? Heavy, heavy, heavy burden. But when it's in the differences and difficulties, it usually means family or someone you see as family is interfering in the relationship, right? They have an opinion, they're putting pressure on you to either stay or go or whatever it is. So there's some kind of pressure with someone like in your family, in your friend group, in your soul tribe that you respect, that's kind of putting burden on you about this relationship, and they're in the way. It's a negative, right? So what we have is somebody staying with somebody out of pity. Looks like it's the lady that spends frivolously and is judgmental and likes to keep up with the Joneses, and somebody in or around their family is like, stay away from the divine feminine, right? Stay away from that divine feminine because this is your person and you need to stay with them and that's your responsibility, right? So he's with her, and not for nothing, if you just look at it, it's like he's in this partnership, or somebody is in this partnership with the Queen of Pentacles, and it's a burden, and they feel sorry for even, you know, being in there, and it is burdensome because she just like bleeds money to keep up with people, right? She's just, as soon as he's making it, she's spending it. I have friends that say things like that, like, if we had $100 left in her account, she'd spend 101, right? So I have friends that say like that. So, you know, so basically, you know, I think we have a divine masculine that's staying in a relationship out of pity, plus his family or whoever's around him is like, you need to stay with her. You need to stay with her. She's your responsibility. Stay away from the divine feminine. Blah, 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 blah. So that's what we're in our difficulties and differences. Okay, in the similarities. So this is divine feminine and divine masculine similarities. We have the Chariot. So this is moving forward at all costs, and balancing things out. And sometimes this is like travel. So I've seen, you know, this where it's like, you know, I'll think somebody's in one place and all of a sudden they check in on Facebook and they've driven to a completely different place. And I'm like, that card means that. So this can mean driving, also can mean new car. But usually it means balancing everything out, moving forward, regardless, okay? Winning at all costs type thing. So we have Page of Pentacles. So there's a small offer that wants to be made here, whether it's like a teeny gift or an offer of a date or a cup of coffee or just some sort of gesture. There's a gesture, right? For some people, it can be a ring or an engagement ring. And we have the Empress, right? So the Empress is the female energy in the twin flame union. She's the divine feminine. She's the queen of all queens. She's the mother of all mothers. She's beautiful. She's abundant. She gets what she wants. So she's the female energy, and this is in their similarities, right? So the queen is in the differences, and the Empress is in the similarities, just to help you out with it. Okay, so what we have, very simple, honestly, is they both want to move forward regardless. Ground this with some sort of offer of a date, or you know, something like that. With the divine feminine, pretty straightforward. He's, you know, they still want to come together and see each other, hang out. So we have in the divine masculine's emotions, we have Five of Cups still. So we're still in that energy, and that's how I know we're still reading on this collective, right? So he's still, I think one of the readings we have this week, it was like in the divine masculine's section, the divine feminine section as the masculine, and then it was in the divine masculine section towards the karmic. So bloop, bloop, bloop. So emotionally, he's still suffering a loss. He's still kind of focused on the negative about that loss. And, you know, it was a big deal, right? When spirit steps in, it's no joke. It's a no joke, okay? So we're depressed. We have some regrets. Just try not to focus on these 3 cups, divine masculine. Just try and focus on what's remaining here, okay? And then we have the 3 of Wands. So this is about making decisions. This is about waiting for your ship to come in. This is about, you know, the right time, like the right opportunity to do something, to take action, you know. And then there's a warning with this card, and I guess this warning is going to be throughout the reading a little bit. So the 3 of Wands, right? So we have these 2 wands here and this 3rd one over here. 3 is a crowd. Okay, so you have to be very careful who you tell your business to, because they get invested at whatever level, good or bad. Like whether it's somebody that wants you to leave your karmic or somebody that wants you to stay with your karmic, whatever emotional state you're in, because they love and care for you and or respect you or all of it, they get stuck in whatever state that was. And if you move to a different emotional state, they're still stuck there, and then you're having to answer to them the rest of the way. Right? So be careful about that. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So romantic offer, right? Romantic guy, good intentions, loyal, wants to shower you with love and attention and affection and sweep you off your feet, right? So emotionally, he's depressed, right? He's suffering a loss. He's kind of focused on the negative a little bit. He has made a decision that he wants to move forward with a romantic offer, with the new love. It's decided. He's just waiting for the right time. Like, he's waiting for the right time to do it, okay? Okay, so in the physical 3D world, physically, we have the Star. So this card is the ultimate wish, wish fulfillment. It's also about healing, and putting people on pedestals, like that kind of a thing. We have the Seven of Wands. So this is all about, usually it's about being defensive or ready to fight for something, and having the upper hand in the situation. So thinking, you know, I'm on higher ground here. Ultimately, I'm going to prevail. But in this card, it looks like she's just like, I'm not even dealing with your crap. The way I'm going to win is by not dealing with this. I'm not going to entertain it. Blah, 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 blah. So that's why I think when we had the Four of Cups come in, it's kind of the same. Like, I'm not looking at this right now. I'm not dealing with this right now. You know, and we also have the moon again. So when we were in his energy, when he came in, he had the moon as well. So he double confirmation of the moon, right? He's frightened that all that business, that happened with Spirit stepping in scared the Jesus out of him, right? And so he's trying to figure out, like, he's like, what is this? What is this? I'm trying to logic it out. This isn't a logical connection. It's not a logical connection, okay? You are supposed to be getting into this and away from this, okay? You're supposed to be using your intuition, not your logic. You're supposed to be getting in your heart space, not be, you know, using your brain. So, so there's some healing going on here, and definitely, you know, the ultimate wish fulfillment is the person they have on the pedestal, right? But we're not trying to deal with it right now. We're gonna eventually, probably, maybe fight for this, but right now we have ourselves in a little protection bubble because we're frightened, right? So in the physical, hopefully he learns what he's supposed to do and he starts using his intuition, because that's your job, okay? On the journey, generally speaking, usually it's the masculine's job, you know, his growth, his transformation, that's part of it, his healing that he comes into, right? Because it's a healing journey. It's a journey of self-discovery, self-healing, and so, and a spiritual awakening. So when you're healed, you have the opportunity, after you've healed yourself and transformed, to come into union with your divine counterpart. It's not the goal of the journey. It's just something that can happen should you choose it, okay? So we have his mental space. So he's in a lot of mental conflict, and I would say external conflict as well, right? This new love, you know, it's brand new love opportunity. And then we have the Magician. So this is about willpower, right? Alchemizing things in, using all your resources to get what you want, to bring something in. It's about the law of attraction, manifestation, writing out affirmations, meditating, you know, whatever you do or however you do it, praying. So he's like, I manifested this in this new love. Like, I manifested this new love in, holy shit. Right? It brought on a lot of conflict. It brought on a lot of jealousy. It brought on a lot of, luckily this card is usually just words. There's like not brutalness, but you know, alchemizing in this new love brought in internal, external conflict with people and his insides and things like that. So, you know, he's got a lot of, you know, decisions to make because, you know, people around him want this to stay together, or they're advising him to keep this relationship together, and they're advising him not to move forward with this relationship. That's hard. That's hard for little masculines. That's hard. Okay, so in their overall, or in his overall or outcome, we have the Five of Swords. So this is about, you know, feeling defeated, right? And then it can also be about like, okay, I won, but did I win? Like, I look bad for being the winner right now. I look like crap. And then this can also be an infidelity card. Some people call it it's an infidelity card for them. Mine, it's usually like, you know, I got the last word and it was right and I won, but I look like a see you next Tuesday for it, right? So so then we have this leap of faith. So this is a new beginning. You know, new beginning, new venture, leap of faith, you know, naivety, just jumping in, going for it. And then we have the Seven of Pentacles. So this is about pause and looking over what you have and seeing the first bits of growth. So a little bit of a pause. There might take a little bit longer than expected, right? So what we have is like, there's a leap of faith here, and it ended up, we won, but really we look like the bad guy winning, right? And we're just kind of like, we need to assess the situation and see what we have and what's going on here, and it's going to take a minute, right? There's going to be an opportunity to start anew, but the Divine Feminine is going to look like a man stealer, I guess, you know, a little bit. So, okay, so we have messages. So it's lust, not love is the first one. Forgiveness needed. Chaser, right? Where did we have that? Oh, in the Divine Feminine. Like, it could be, you know, when you have the Strength card, it can show up as like to chase sometimes. And so it could be, she's like, ugh, chased him, and now, you know, because her energy was, right? If this is a chase card today, she had to recover because a whole bunch of crap happened. So she's in recovery for chasing, right? That's why we don't chase. Women, the feminine energy leads in the 5D. She does the awakening, and she does the spiritual awakening and leads that way. She's not supposed to lead in the 3D. That's the masculine's job. Okay. A growing bond. Stay together. Be vulnerable. Okay. So this is an interesting little blend of energies, right? So the divine masculine, we can see he's kind of depressed here. The feminine feels like she kind of chased him. While the bond is growing, he is actually staying together with the karmic, okay? And he's trying to figure out if this is lust or love. And so that's why he's like, right now. And so, you know, when they have this moon come up, and he had it 2 times, he's just with the 5 of Cups. When the 5 of Cups isn't, and okay, this is a vulnerable state. And although, you know, we also have the Knight of Cups, and we have the Ace of Cups, and we have the divine feminine showing up as the Empress. You know, this is like his life kind of like just hit the fan last week, or this past week. So, you know, there's a lot of frightening things going on, and he's depressed and very much in a vulnerable state right now. And it looks like he's going to move forward with an offer regardless. It's just going to take a minute. Okay, this is the outcome. It just means it's going to take a minute. There will be a new beginning, okay? But he's staying with the karmic right now. Y'all's bond is growing. He's in a vulnerable state. You also need to be vulnerable when he comes back. Like, don't skewer him, okay? Because whatever the divine did the past couple of days, this week, whatever that was, it threw his life into shambles, okay? Shambles, I tell you, shambles. If you want to go back a couple of readings, I don't know if it was the last reading or a couple of readings ago, he had the 5 of Cups come in all 3 places, right? So that's how I know we're still on the same masculine, and it's the fact that we're still in this energy too. I still know that we're still on the same divine masculine. I haven't switched for collective yet, okay? So we have returning to you. So I told you he's going to come back. It was in your reading. He's going to return to you. Just love yourself right now. If you're into crystals, rose quartz is a great one. I want a bigger one. I have a little one right now. Rose quartz is really great because it helps with your healing your inner self first, right? So it fixes your insides first, and then when your insides are all fixed and you've loved yourself up, they will return to you. Okay, so if you're in Houston, I go to Mind, Body, and Soul off of I-10. If I need something now. If I don't, I just go on Etsy. You just search rose quartz, and then you pick out whichever one's cool to you, right? I have the dropsies today. I have dropped everything today. Okay. Checking your social media. So they're checking up on you, which I'm shocked the Page of Swords didn't show up today. But they're checking on you, okay? So there's, you know, they got love for you. That love is new. They know, they dang well know. They called it in. He knows, it's in his mind. He's like, oh, I called this in. I did this to myself. I did this to myself. And it scares the crap out of me. So new home. So one or both of you could be moving. Hopefully it's me. But he could have got, like, with all this, he could have got kicked out of the house, right? Divine Feminine, like, he got what he wanted, but it also landed him not at home, okay? When whatever happened. And that's just a temporary setback, you know? So, that's why it's going to take a minute. It's going to take a minute, okay? So he's dealing with some setbacks right now. And then ask for help. So whether that's like ask each other for help or, you know, people around you for help, just ask for help. Just be careful who it is. Be careful who it is, because there's warning with that. So it could be ask each other. It could be ask each other. I'm just gonna leave them there. Okay. So I just pulled these for fun. And I was gonna shuffle them in front of you, but I kept dropping everything today, and that's just not fun. So he's so annoyed, but he can't figure out why. And they have a hard time with this. They have a hard time with their emotions, because when they're used to walking around all logical and putting things in boxes and getting the bottom of it, being able to control their emotions and push them down and blah, 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 it pisses them off. And then they're emotional and they're like, well, this is me. What is this? What does it mean? I don't get it. I don't get it. And it comes out in like, blah, you know, all kinds of interesting ways, right? So please come back. I made a mistake. So this could be from this time this week, or it could be from a few times ago. So, you know, he doesn't want you to leave. He wants you to come back. I regret, listen, I regret others coming in between us. So it could be that there's too much of this. Like, it could just really be his family is just way involved. He's way involved. And even though we respect our family and we love our family, ultimately we have to choose to make ourselves happy and do what's best for us. And you know, so they're in that state of regret. And this actually could be what a lot of this is like he listened to somebody else about y'all's connection, and it was somebody that was not aware, that doesn't understand these things, that didn't really have good answers, right? And he listened to them. Ding, 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 ding. I promise I will never break your heart again. Yay, that's nice. Learning lessons. I feel bad how I left things between us after all that we've shared, right? So whether it means something along the lines of this, or just like, you know, we know each other, and I'm sorry I did this to you. You know, like we work together, and I'm sorry I did this to you. We've been friends for a long time. I'm sorry I did this to you. You've helped me with this, that, and that, and I'm sorry I did that. I'm sorry. You know, when I said it was over, I don't know what WTF I was thinking, right? So whether they actually said it was over to you, or they just ghosted you out and blocked you, or stopped answering your messages, or whatever it was, they were just not in their right mind, I guess, or they feel like they regret it, right? Because he has a lot of regret and feeling defeated showing up in his readings. He has a lot of fear, you know, being overwhelmed. So if this resonates with you, let me know in the comments. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody.